The 2020, 2021 is May 19, 2021. May 19, nigga, 2021. 20, nigga, 2021. May 19, nigga, 2021. You get right into the subject. Feel me? I was listening to Vicky Dillon yesterday, and she was just going in on Kevin Samuel. I'm like, damn, that hurt me. Feel me? Yeah, it hurt me, Vic. You hurt me. You hurt my feelings. Feel me? I know I'm not Kevin Samuel, but the thing that you were saying is like, I'm the kind of nigga, I'm an empathist. I can take on other people's pain. I can take on other people's emotions, good feelings, good and bad feelings. I can take it on. If somebody's doing good, I can actually take on that feeling of them, that joy that they feel in that moment. I can actually take it on. You feel me? I know they try to paint me as otherwise. They're trying to take on my superpowers. That's my superpowers right there. I can actually feel how other people feel. I really can. Like, you feel me? Sometimes it's like it's very overwhelming. You feel me? A lot of people who are in different professional, like a therapist, a counselor, even teachers, principals, people who are in authority where they deal with different emotions, they are those kind of people who take on this kind of feeling. Let's say like nurses, you feel me? People who attend to the kid, people who attend to kids and everything else, they are people who can take on other people's feeling, and it becomes very overwhelming. Because you constantly taking on other people's emotions. You taking so many things in. And it's like, yo, that shit is... And that's the kind of person I am. That's why sometimes I try not to... I gotta go listen to some song, film, just to take it in. It doesn't... Sometimes it has nothing to do with me, but people always assume, oh, he's listening to this song because he might feel happy. Oh, he's listening to this song because he's joyful. No, I'm just the kind of people who can relate to people without... I am a wise man, you feel me? So which meaning I can learn from other people's mistake without me having to go through it. You feel me? And that's just the fact of it. So I actually don't have to experience what I'm feeling. You feel me? I take it on, and I have my imagination is so pure that I can take it in and feel exactly how they feel. So everything becomes very overwhelming to me. You feel me? Somebody tell me something bad news and everything else, I feel it. You feel me? I feel it more than I feel what I'm going through. You feel me? Because that's just the nature. That's just how I'm programmed sometimes. So that's just how I am. So so when she was speaking about Kevin Samuel and everything, and the way she was going in, I'm like, damn, gosh, how could you? You feel me? She was just, she was telling her part, and she made a lot of good points. You feel me? She made a whole lot. I mean, I made my point too about what is a high value person. I already put that video out there. Feel me? I made my points. I don't think high value men should be cheating at all. Like, what kind of disrespect is that? Just because you're a high value individual doesn't mean you lost all your common sense. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? I mean, shit. The concept of a high value person meaning that you made the right decision to get where you are. Which meaning if you wasn't lucky and your parents didn't leave you some kind of wealth behind, which means if you built it up on your own and you self-made high value, which meaning you've made all the right decision to be where you are. So why would you get there and start making high value choices just to set you back into where you need to not to be? Feel me? You cheating on your wife and you being deceitful and moving. And no, just keep your honey well. You're a high value individual. She should be able to accept that. Be like, hey, this is who I am. You feel me? I want 2 wives. Feel me? Plain and simple. You don't have to tell you. Like, you feel me? Like, hey, baby, I'm a high value individual. You see, I take care of you. I take care of the kids. I can provide you with a house and everything else. I believe I can handle another partner. You feel me? Just tell her that. Like, you don't have to go out there and cheat. It makes you unvaluable when you hiding. Like, like criminals hide from cops. So they put a cop in a higher authority. Kids hide what they do from their parents because their parents is in a higher authority. How can you be a high value individual and you hiding decisions from your wife? Are you the high value person, or is your wife the high value person? And what are you saying? You feel me? But that's not even what I want to talk about. I wanted to talk about how the other things. But I just wanted to point that out about I just wanted to point it out that she hurt my feelings when she was talking about saying things about Kevin Samuel, and you feel me, about the fact that he's a man. Saying things hit home. I'm like, damn, because I'm taking on these things, and I'm always trying to better myself, even if it doesn't have nothing to do with me, and it doesn't even pertain to me. I still take it on and try to see if I have that problem within me, and I play that role in that scenario towards myself, even though I'm not even guilty of it. I take the guilt. It's like the only way I can describe it is when Christ took on sins that a man took on a sin that he never did, just so he can wash away the sins of other men. But in that light, I'm taking on guilt that I'm not guilty of, just so when I do come face it, or when I do face it, I know how to handle these things when I face it, or just to see if I'm basically double checking to see if that is something that is in me, because you could be doing things that you're unaware of. You could be looking, you know what I mean, desperate out there that you're unaware of, that you're looking desperate. So I take on saying things just to double check myself and stuff like that, just to make sure that I'm on the right path by taking on these attributes. It's good, baby. Don't be looking at me like that. I'm just a different nigga. So I take on these attributes just to double check myself. It's all about growth, man. And I'm trying to grow in the right way, you feel me? Even though I don't have a partner right now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't work on yourself. By the time I get somebody, I'm gonna be at a point in my life, I might be too good for somebody else. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Because I always take on guilt that I'm not even guilty of. Like if somebody was to do something heinous, like disrespect somebody else, I take on that guilt and I'm like, damn. Like I feel like it's me that did that, and what could I have done better to have shown myself in a different way so somebody else wouldn't have to go through that. See, Hov did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that. You feel me? I take on mistakes so you don't have to go through those mistakes. You feel me? And that's the same thing with good too. I put myself in a good way too. If somebody's feeling joy in some form of fashion, I can feel that joy too. That's just me, and I can't even fake it. Anyway, I gotta keep my eye on the time. All right, so I just wanted to say that she hurt my feelings, you dig? But I wanted to talk about that the black man and the black woman. I want to talk about the black man and black woman, how unique, because these thoughts also came to mind. I'm like, let me just share this on camera. Why not? Film, this is not an insult to any other race or individuals. This is me just speaking my truth. Feel me? This is not, don't be insecure, man, for real, because I hate when I'm speaking or saying things and people get mad at me for the things that I say. No, it's not true. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. You gotta treat niggas like little kids who got such emotion. Stop. Don't do that. Smack their kids' hands. No, that is bad. Yeah, fucker. You feel me? But I just want to talk about how uniquely different we are from everybody else. How exotic we are from everybody else. You feel me? A lot of people, they said beauty is in the eye of the beholder, which is true. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But I've been around the world and I've seen different kind of people. Feel me? I seen them on TV, I seen them in person, and I realized that the black man and black woman, we are more alike than we are different when it comes to everybody else. But the uniqueness of the black man and black woman make you exotic compared to everybody else. You feel me? You are uniquely different from head to toe. You genetically different. You design different. You feel me? It's a big difference. If I walk in the room right now, they would notice the difference between me and other people. If you was just representing each nation. Look at this car. Let me show y'all. This niggas. You try to get on the sidewalk and hit your boy. If you was to just represent each nation and everything else like that, right? And we just to represent each nation. If I am African, which I am, which I didn't have a choice but to choose that term. But if I was to walk in there, they would notice the difference between me and other people. Like I would stand out to tell the truth, everybody else kind of resemble each other. I mean, from my observation, in some form or fashion. Feel me? It's like, we all different in our own unique ways. But it's a clear-cut difference when you look at the African, the black. I just call them black. I'm not gonna say African American or this. Just because you was born in another land doesn't make you of that. No, your actual origin is streaming out of you. So me looking at that, I know that I'll be totally different. The texture of my hair is different. My face is different. My nose is different. My eyes are different. You feel me? The length of my body structure is different. I'm saying we all kind of have the same body structure, but the way I'm built is so different from anybody else. You feel me? The beauty is different. I cannot be compared to other beauty. I stand on my own. I can only be compared to people that look like me. But anybody else I cannot be compared to. You feel me? Everybody else, you could compare their beauty and you could tell, like, some of them have the same hair texture, different color hairstyle, but brunette, blonde, da-da-da, whatever, curliness, but it's all in the same format. You feel me? You can see that for yourself. You feel me? You can see it. Like, you take a look around the world, whether it's Asian, all the Asian. When I say Asian, I mean China, Japan, India, Afghanistan. That's all Asia. You feel me? They consider them Asia. You can take a look at Europe. You can take a look at where else? Even take a look at South America, North America. You can take a look at the United States and everything else like that. They basically have the same kind of look. You feel me? True indeed. Even if you take a look at Asian, they might look different facial structure-wise, but they built the same way. The hair structure is the same way and everything else. They're very identical to each other. Feel me? Features could be different. Just like a feature of mine, I can have a bigger nose. And if you look at an African American, their nose might be shaped differently. Features could be different, the eye structure could be different, but I'm talking about just the overall beauty of it and everything else. We are uniquely different from everybody else. You feel me? It's very, very important that you see that as a black person. You cannot do what other people do. You feel me? You just can't. I just want people to see that. It's not being divisive, of course not. I'm just pointing out things that we see on a regular basis. Even when you take a look at China and India, there's a in between called Nepal. Even them, it's like they look like Middle Easterns, and then they look Chinese and everything else like that. So you can tell there's a resemblance around the world when it comes to most. It's very hard to even tell Spanish from Arab sometimes. When they take off the whole garment, when the women do take off the garment, sometimes they can resemble Asian, they can resemble Middle Eastern sometimes. Feel me? Some Mexicans look white, some Mexicans look Chinese. You feel me? So there's a resemblance, you feel me? There's a lot of resemblance, but there's nothing that we can compare ourselves to. We don't have a resemblance. We know that. I know some people be like, nah, we was here first and this, that, and third. It's cool. You can be, we all know that every human being came out of Africa, then spread across the world. And we just talking about the Homo sapien. We're not even talking about Neanderthals, which I believe also came out of Africa and spread across the world. The reason why I believe that, because if the Neanderthal was not part of the human family tree, then guess what? We wouldn't have been able to mate with them. Plain and simple. You feel me? A wolf can mate with a dog. You feel me? A tiger can mate with a lion because they belong in the same kind of class. But yet, they're in the same class, but they have different categories because of the way they look. No, if they can mate with each other, that means they're the same species. You can't put them in you can't call them something different. No, these niggas is mating with each other and they're having babies, they're having offsprings. So if you had an offspring with a Neanderthal, that tells me that Neanderthal was in the same class as, we was in the same class as the Neanderthal. That's the only reason why we can have a baby with them. You feel me? Even a lion can have a baby with a cat. The only difference is that it has never been done because the lion would probably eat the cat. But they're in the same class. It's just one is bigger than the other. But they can definitely have a baby together. I swear. You feel me? They could definitely have a baby together because they're in the same class. So, that being said, we humans are more alike than we thought. Because if you can have a baby with each other, that means that we're in the same class, which also comes down to the point that where did one come from? It's obvious that if we all came from Africa, then all races came from the African tree itself. You feel me? They came from that lineage. You feel me? They just came from that. It can't be different from humans and be like, oh, we just, no, stop playing with yourself. But what I'm trying to say, I ain't even trying to get into the scientific portion of it all and everything else, that we are uniquely different. You feel me? We have to carry ourselves as such. We can't do the things that other people do. You feel me? We just gotta carry ourselves as, yo, you, like, the way you look is so unique that nobody can duplicate you. You understand? If you don't choose somebody that look like you to duplicate yourself with, you lose that uniqueness of yourself. You feel me? Like I'm saying, disclaimer, this is not to put anybody down, know what I mean? And this is not to uplift anybody. I'm just pointing out something that is obvious. You feel me? I hate to explain myself. By the way, today is May 19th, 2021. May 19th, 2021. California time. You feel me? Like, you are so uniquely different that nobody else can make you except for you. You make yourself. Like, you feel me? And if you was to mutate yourself with another race, then that baby would never come out looking like you. You feel me? It would just be a mixture of you and somebody else, and that baby itself. The texture of your hair would change. Your complexion might stay the same, but it's probably a little lighter. You feel me? Like, everything about that baby would be a little lighter, but unique on its own too. You feel me? But I'm saying that as you being a black man, and you looking the way you look, the dark skinness of you, the coil of your hair and everything else like that, you feel me? Like, everything that you need to know, the tone of your voice, like, you know, like, you just got that, unless you don't want to talk like that, then you switch it up. Some people fight that shit so hard. I know you work in the same industry, and they have everybody else standing the same. When you look at the news channel, sometimes most of them be trying to sound the same. They've made a way, they've made a voice, at least what they would call more pleasing. You feel me? Because having that kind of tone is unpleasing, or is uncomfortable for some people. So they've made it in a way where it's more inviting, and they be like, well, this is Mark Jackson from WCB, or like that kind of talk. They've made it more inviting so that, you feel me? Like, a nigga can't talk his own voice and be like, hey, this is Mark Jackson from da-da-da, and nah, you talk like that. No, you have to be it has to sound comfortable and welcoming, you feel me? Because to them, that's the separative right there. That's they flipped it on us. Like, you feel me? It's literally against us. But like I'm saying, this is not against one race. This is just the system is in place already, and it is what it is. You feel me? So you have to understand, like, you are unique in every shape or matter. Our intelligence hasn't even been tapped yet. Feel me? You feel me? Like, we are unique in every form of matter. So it's like the decision that you make will affect a lot of things to come. Like, you so unique that even like you like a dinosaur that you should not be extinct. You feel me? That kind of uniqueness. Like, you one of a kind. Literally a kind. Like, you one of a kind. Feel me? Not like, you feel me? You make other things, but nothing can make you. Understand that, you know what I mean? So it's like, you gotta stop thinking in a low frequency. Like, I think a lot of us, we think, even including myself, we be thinking low frequency sometimes, because the world that's surrounding us does not view us the way I see it. Like, feel me? Imagine being on this thought of frequency. Like, you be a threat to other people. People will feel intimidated by the way you think. Just by me saying these things, people will feel nervous or feel agitated or feel unwelcome, as if I'm distancing myself from them, but I'm just speaking life into me. You feel me? So it's like, it's stacked against us. You understand? It's just a stack against, I can't speak life into my people. Now they be like, oh, it's separative. And it's like, that's not separative. I'm just telling, I'm not even saying nothing bad about you. I'm giving light to my people. You feel? I'm giving light to people who resemble me. That my beauty, the way I look, my intelligence, the way I think, You feel me? Everything about me, my culture, everything else is uniquely different. You feel me? And I realized that I can make anybody in the world if I want to. You feel me? I realized that. Like I realized that I can duplicate myself with any culture if I want to, including white. I can make white if I want to, but nothing else can make me. So that makes me a unique individual, and that makes me more responsible. If other people are going out partying and everything else, that makes me to be you gotta be more cautious in how you do things. You cannot do what others do. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to tell you. You feel me? Because you are so uniquely different that we can't afford to lose you. You like that special child, where it's you gonna be the Michael Jordan of the family, or you are the Michael Jordan of the family, and we can't the clan gotta protect you. You the leader. You have to be the leader of the world if everything else came from you, like me. So it's you have to see that for yourself, and you have to understand it for yourself. I got 2 minutes. You have to see that for yourself. You shouldn't wait on other people to see that for you. You should see that for yourself and be like, look, man. We seen how Obama was created. We seen how the Kenyan kids look. You feel me? We know that we know that by mixing the race sometimes, we know we can create other things, and we see how other races were created by modern creation right now. We see how these things look now. We see how other things came into being. It must have been a whole lot of sex going on back then, because there's a lot of the people, different kind of people out there. We see these things. How you think Spain is trying to kick all these Africans out? They know. I mean, truth be told, we ruled Spain for 800 years. I'm going to say this and I'm done with it. I got 1 minute. We ruled Spain for 800 years. 800 years, Spain. We ruled y'all for 800 years. What makes you think the Spanish language belonged to Spain? Even in America alone, it's been less than 500 years, and the African has lost his language, he has lost his name, he has lost his culture, almost lost his identity. So you trying to tell me that we ruled Spain for 800 years and they still have their language and their culture and everything else? That's not their culture. That's something that they adopted through those rulings. You understand? So you have already created the things